With that, I will open it to public comments. Is Mr. Anderson here? Seeing that he is not present, I will open it to anyone else that has public comments. If you will please state your name and address for the record.
Good evening. I'm not a citizen of Snellville. My name is Linda Brown. I live at 4440 Stony Creek Court in Loganville, Georgia. I'm a business owner in the city of Loganville, and I would like to ask the mayor and the council why there is a second 60-plus day delay in making payment to Moosehead Marketing Solutions. Mr. Dempsey has done his job with the Snellville Economic Summit. I will do business with Mr. Dempsey. I am waiting for payment from Mr. Dempsey for services that I have rendered. I understand he's waited more than 120 days for payment from the city of Snellville for services he has rendered to you. I would like to know what the holdup is. Thank you.
Any additional public comments?
I'm David Brown. I live at 2817 Ravenwood Drive, and I just want to thank you for your unanimous vote reconfirming for another year on the Board of Appeals, and I'll try to earn every dollar that we're paid. I'll try to spend it well.
We'll know when you're paid. My name's Doug Adams. I live at 4876 Oakwood Court in Loganville. I'm here basically for the Greater East Side Chamber. I do want to thank all you folks for supporting us and what we do, and just wanted to let everyone know that Congressman Rob Woodall is going to be at our meeting, our monthly luncheon, this Wednesday at 11:30 to 1. Really good time to get out and find out what's going on in Washington. Thanks you guys all for coming, and just thanks you for supporting us. Appreciate it.
Hello, I'm Todd Warner, 3144 Turf Terrace. You see, I should have just ran for office, then I'd be able to run my mouth like everybody else without having to come up here and do this. I wanted to thank you all for the work you did tonight. Do have some issues. You are looking at discussing putting forth changes to the city charter. It appears that you're making the exact same changes that were put in place by, I believe, the council that included Mr. Auld, Mr. Jenkins, and Mr. Garraway. Those changes were made approximately, I think, 5-6 years ago. And last year, we changed the charter back. And at that time, those changes didn't have unanimous support. I salute you for doing what you believe is right. I would like you to look at a couple of items. If you're going to make changes to the charter, let's take care of some of the issues that we've had before us over the last couple of years that need to be addressed. One of those is there was a change in state law approximately 24 months ago that required that every elected official, municipal elected official at least, file their campaign disclosure reports electronically. Our great lobbying organization, Georgia Municipal Association, said, wait a minute, some municipalities, some counties don't have internet access. It's hard to believe in this year, but it's true. So there was a provision made in the law, the state law, that gave a loophole. So municipal elected officials, and maybe others, are allowed to mail in their campaign disclosure reports, their financial reports. Those reports used to be available here at City Hall by going to the clerk or on our website. It was very convenient for the citizens of the city to check on y'all, to check on me, to check on anybody who ran for office, because those reports were here and we had access to them. We did not have to go out and search for them. As it turns out, if I mail in my report to the state, which is allowed, it does not get put on the internet. The only way for me to get access to it is to go downtown and request it. And then I have to pay for a copy of it. I think that's wrong. I think that subverts the intent of the law. I think that makes our government less transparent. I would like to see you, when you make a change to our charter, to include that when we file our legally required campaign and financial disclosures, that a copy be put with the city clerk so any of the citizens of Snellville or any other interested party can actually go and look at those reports without having to go through undue cost or burden. That's number one. The other change that I'd like to see is one that some of you, since you sat in the room, heard me harp on over and over and over again, and that is the way that we handle the streamline of our business. I've always been one that said, and tried to live up to it actually, that anything that the council is going to act on needs to be brought up in a work session, at least a working document, before it is brought forth in a public meeting. I don't care if that's a charter change, I don't care if that's something that the city attorney is working on, it needs to be brought up, be given the 2 weeks until the next meeting, and then put upon the agenda for public consumption. That allows you time, as Mr. Sabah said tonight, to ruminate, to investigate, and to make the proper decisions. It also allows those of us in the public who aren't privy to some of the documents that are bandied about to have a chance to look at it. You supposedly want our input, but we don't have access to the documents. Shame on you, Mr. Powell, for not getting them to us in a timely manner. So I would request, since many council members, as is their right, turn in documents at the 11th hour. I would like that to stop. I'd like it to be put in the charter that unless there's a majority vote by the council that there's some sort of emergency, that all work product that comes forth from y'all actually is available on our website, as all the documents now are for these meetings, so the public can give intelligent input rather than just coming up and telling you, well, I kind of feel. We need to base our decisions on facts, just as you do. So I would like you to look at making those two small changes as you're making your charter changes. And I wish Mr. Ald was still with us. He slipped out right before the end of, before public comment, because I'd like to salute him. Evidently, those changes he made to the charter were the right things to do, because y'all are looking to change it exactly back to the way he did it 5-6 years ago. Thank you very much for your time.
Any further public comment?
My name is Jamie Dempsey, 430 Crested View Drive, Loganville. Just want to expand a little bit on what Mr. Adams said. We do have, with the Chamber of Commerce, we do have U.S. Congressman Rob Woodall coming to visit on Wednesday for lunch. I'd like to extend an invitation, Madam Mayor and Council, to you guys and to anybody else in the room who would like to come and take a part in their local community in our government at a larger level. So I would extend that invitation to all of you, and I would like to ask, if possible, that you register at eastsidechamber.com before 2 o'clock tomorrow, if possible. Just so that I can give a good head count. So thank you very much.
I'm Karen Langford. I live at 3517 Samantha Drive in Beaufort, Georgia. I attended the Entrepreneur Summit here in Snellville, and it was marketed, I understand, by Moosehead Marketing. And when I left there, I thought, wow, Snellville is very small business supportive. The comments that the other people that I was talking with agreed that that was a very successful and supportive summit. And I find it a little bit ironic that the very small business that marketed that successful event has not been paid. It's a marketing company. I just sat here and heard that's an art. It's advertising, and it's an art in projecting an image to the public. I heard you, the mayor, say it's only $250 for the arts. I'm passionate about the arts. Why don't you pay Moosehead Marketing? Thank you.
Ma'am, I did approve the contract for Moosehead, the invoice for Moosehead Marketing about a week and a half ago when it was submitted to me. I approved it within 2 days, but that is a executive session matter that we will discuss in just a minute. Thank you for your comments. However, are there any further public comments? See none, then during the public hearing of the Mayor and City Council of Snellville, Georgia, Mayor Couts announced that certain matters should be discussed in a closed session of the meeting. Asked Council to advise the City with respect to closing the meeting. City Attorney. Okay, you're out of order. A citizen, excuse me, Mr. Warner, you're out of order. A citizen cannot do a point of order. We're going into executive session. Excuse me. Mr. Warner, you are no longer on this council. You don't have the right to ask those questions, but we are getting advised by our city attorney, so you are out of order. Chief, please. During the public hearing of the Mayor and City Council of Snellville, Georgia, Mayor Couts announced that certain matters should be discussed in a closed session of the meeting. Asked Council to advise the City with respect to closing the meeting. City Attorney Tony Powell advised the City of the following reasons to close the meeting: to discuss pending or potential litigation, settlement claims, administrative proceedings, or other judicial actions which is exempt from the Open Meetings Act pursuant to OCGA Section 50-14-2, subsection 1. To authorize negotiations to purchase, dispose of, or lease property, authorize the ordering of an appraisal related to the acquisition of disposal of real estate, enter into a contract to purchase, dispose of, or lease property subject to approval and a subsequent public vote, or enter into an option to purchase, dispose of, or lease real estate subject to approval and subsequent public vote, which is excluded from the Open Meetings Act pursuant to Section 50-14-3, B1C. Upon the appointment, employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action or dismissal, or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee, which is excluded pursuant to OCGA Section 50-14-3, subsection B2. Upon a motion of Council Member Sabag, seconded by Council Member Howard. The meeting was closed with the following council members and the mayor present and voting. Mayor Couts, yes. Councilman Emanuel? Yes. Councilman Howard? Yes. Councilwoman Kraus? Yes. Councilman Sabag? Yes. Mayor Pro Tem Witz? Yes. With that, we will reconvene in about 5 minutes in the council conference room. I don't expect any action coming out of this executive session. Thank you all for coming out tonight. Have a good night.